Hi, welcome everyone to today's SAP Analytics Cloud Innovations for the fourth and the last quarter of 2023. So we are your hosts today. So you see myself on the right, Geoffrey, and my colleague Niek will also guide you through this journey today. This is a small overview. I'm not going to go through every single point. I think it's more interesting if we start with a video, but if you're interested, you can pause, get a sneak peek, but we will get started right into it. So Niek, take it away.
Thank you. There are a few interesting features we want to mention today about administration and service management. First of all, there is now a contextual help service and self-directed learning provided in your tenant, where users can explore the UI, use embedded video tutorials to see what's all possible in their tenant, which streamlines the additional help and self-directed learning with interactive tools provided in your SAC tenant. Like you see here, we have different buttons we can press to see, based on which context you are currently in, what's possible with your tenant.
Maybe one thing I noticed is for customers who already used to DataSphere, they already implemented this feature. And if you're used to it, it's, I think, the same.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
There are also a few interesting features about the unified story and data exploration. So now it's possible to drag and drop your dimension, display attributes, measures, or account structure directly in a table. Before it was possible to just select a specific dimension, but now you're able to directly drag and drop the elements in the data analyzer itself, directly in the table.
Okay.
There's also now an update for the chart support to visualize your data in the data analyzer. They now implemented that you can visualize it in a stacked bar or a stacked column chart. There's also now support provided for the new model type, where you can also choose different visualizations. Before it was only a table, but now you can also visualize your data in the different charts, bar, column, line, pie, and donut chart.
Okay, so they're extending all the possible capabilities of the data analyzer, keeping on track on expanding the features to get on par with data exploration. Phase that one out.
The data analyzer will be the focus in your SAP Analytics Cloud tenant to deep dive into your data and see what's there available to you.
Okay, so now for data modeling. Some geo-enrichment features are available in the models. So you already could define longitude or latitude as a property in a certain dimension, but now they added three more types of geographical properties. That is a country, a region, and a subregion. And it is only available for the choropleth layer in the dashboard. But it makes it easier for customers to define the coordinates of a region based on a string name, just adding like Belgium or United States instead of needing to pinpoint the exact coordinates.
It reduces a lot of manual labor that you needed to do to use the geo-enrichment in your tenant.
Exactly. And this is an example I just quickly made for our country. And you can see like the country, region, and subregion. And I was also so kind enough to make a little video to show you how I defined it in the model and how it looks in dashboard, and then also the capabilities in the dashboard itself. So here we can see where I defined the properties or where you can find them. This is the dashboard. I will drill down to show you the hierarchy. It makes it very easy, intuitive. I even added friends to show you that other countries are also possible.
It seems very user-friendly.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I'm showing everything, all the details. I think that was it. So now enterprise planning. A quick alert for all the users with a license, which will be most of you or all of you. So in the third quarter, they already mentioned it. Be careful if you are using more licenses than you actually own, because that will be deprecated, the users. If you were a fast track or partner tenant, you already were restricted to this, but this release, all the customers will get this restriction. So if not everything is working or you get multiple warnings, this is the reason why. Another feature are the validation rules. It makes it easier to copy paste the validation rules. So imagine you have a very big list of validation rules that you keep in SAC itself or in a separate Excel. Then you can copy paste it from the Excel to SAC or the other way around. And it's actually very intuitive. It can be ID or ID and description, but ID must be one of the factors copied with, otherwise it is not working. And yeah, the standard buttons, Control C, Control V, it's all possible. Then for the planning entry, it's an expansion for SAP BPC tables, and also just in general the tables. We can now add a member, and if you add a member, it knows, it automatically will add some information properties like account allocation here or responsible center without you needing to manually add it.
Like you had to do before.
Yeah.
You had to manually enter every column.
Well, one thing is it's for hierarchies. So if it's not in a hierarchy, you still need to define all the features, all the properties and stuff. But I think that's quite a reasonable request. Otherwise, the system can't know what it should automatically add. Now, for the forecast and planning, there is a new forecast look back or look ahead granularity, and that's for week. So except for month, quarter, year, and stuff, you can also define the week. And for the planning area, we can now use a POV-based usage of planning, and this is mainly for performance. So I will show you this here. For example, we want to change one period 5 here. Before you had to copy like the whole public version and make it a private version. It could take a while. Then change one little thing or one month, and then you had to push it to public and then this was taking a long time if it's a very big data set. And now we actually go in a sort of edit mode of the public version, which makes it more easy to just change a little thing and then publish it, and everything is set. So usability, you don't have to click as much, and also performance.
Yeah.
Lastly, is the parent-child hierarchy. So there is a restriction in 1 million members in one dimension. But if you use a parent-child hierarchy, this member selection is limited to 150,000. And now they optimized the algorithm, they said, and now you can just use as much members as another dimension, even if you are using parent-child.
Nice. There are also a few interesting features about the Microsoft Office integration or the Microsoft add-in for SAP Analytics Cloud. It's now supporting the SAP Business Warehouse and the SAP S/4HANA connections. You're also now able to run data actions in your workbooks based on parameters of predefined filters in your workbook.
Okay.
For story design and extensibility, there are also a few features we wanted to mention today. So now you're able to copy and paste across different tabs in your browser and stories. So in copying individual elements across different tabs in your browser, also copy non-optimized design mode objects to the optimized design mode stories, and also copy individual pages between stories, but it's only possible in the optimized design mode experience.
Okay. This will enable a lot of users to copy, because before it was a kind of struggle getting to copy certain items. But yeah, correct. I would say switch to the optimized design if you want to get the full features like the pages to move them between the different stories. It's
correct.
It's very handy, I think.
Yeah. All the interesting features will be coming to the optimized design.
Of course.
You're now also able to build composite widgets, which are kind of predefined objects in your story, which you can reuse, save in your tenant, and then copy it across different stories, which makes it more user-friendly and reduces the development time to create new stories. So, for example, you can define a header composite, which has different elements in it defined, and you can just copy it to a new story where it's taken over. You can choose which model you want to apply to the visualizations. Then it's much more user friendly to reuse elements that you built before.
Okay. Well, it kind of reminds me to the templates you can make. If you work in a story, you can save it as a template. But now, as it seems like, you can just take a part of that story and use this as a certain template in order.
Correct.
Instead of saving the entire story as a template. Okay.
Thank you very much. If you want to know more and keep up to date with our newest releases of SAC, you can visit our release page or follow us on LinkedIn as well.
Okay, great.
Thank you.